Hello everyone, welcome to the new workshop here at Earnest Performance. Today we're going to give you a grand tour of everything we've built in here to show you exactly how your custom golf clubs gets made. So let's do it. First up here we have our new gripping station. Alright, so this is pneumatic so that it's hands-free. It's all done with foot pedals on the ground there, and we can get through with precision and accuracy and make sure your grips are all done. So a lot of time and effort went into this, but we didn't want something that was standalone. We want it built into the workshop and easy to use. Next up, that's also connected to the same sort of air hoses and pipes, is the CPM machine. So CPM stands for cycles per minute, and that gives us a reading on how stiff a shaft is from the butt end of the shaft. You can see here as we quickly turn this on, right, we've got everything we need to make sure that what you hit in the bay, all the demo shafts have a reading, is exactly what you get. Next we've got our bench ruler sitting there as well, right, so that one's a USGA spec and we can adjust the lie angle to make sure it's absolutely perfect. Got some demo heads there that we're getting rid of. Next we have our dust contained shaft cutter. So with this one here, just make sure that in the workshop we're not getting all that sort of graphite dust flying around. So we cut everything on there from tip and from the butt end of the shaft, and it keeps it all contained in one unit. Next here we have what we're going to use for graphite tip prep. All right, so this has got a Norax belt on this machine here, so it gives us a nice finish without taking it away too aggressively. So yeah, preps it, make sure we get a great finish when we're epoxying and building all our golf clubs. We do have a cutoff wheel on this side, but it's very sparingly used. We're pretty much using the dust contained one for all our cutting needs. The next machine on the bench here is turning down ferrules. So it's got a firm linen belt on here that we use for that. So again, we're getting the right materials for the right job, and that just means make sure you get a nice flush finish between the hosel of the golf club and the ferrule. It's definitely a club maker's tool of the trade. You know something's been built properly when you get a nice smooth finish on something like that. Over here to our big grinder. So this one in particular we use for prepping iron shafts and steel shafts. So this is a lot coarser than our Norax belt over there. So again, just ensuring we're getting the right tools for the right job. And we also have a stone here that we're going to replace here soon with a buffing and polishing wheel, so we can make those little adjustments if you're out on the course and get a nick on the bottom of the sole. We just want to be able to clean it up for you a little bit there. So over to the big boy here, the drill press. All right, so we use this machine here for building all our demos, and then also boring any hosels out where we need to remove some weight out of the clubs for swing weighting purposes. So depending on the brand is what we'll need to do with particular clubs, but for the most part that's building all of our 7-iron demos, and so we can get them to exactly the right tolerances for you to hit in the bay. All right, then coming across here, we've also got our lie loft machine for woods. All right, so again, this one's used pretty sparingly, but we do want to make sure that if there's any inconsistencies, we're getting rid of those and identifying them very quickly. This is a very cool machine that'll be around forever. So yeah, very lucky to have that one. We've got a CG locator here, same thing for our demos, just in case we need it to make sure the middle of the club is the middle of the club. Sounds silly, but yeah, you got to make sure that we're taking every opportunity that we can to measure and dial in everything possible. The last one on the bench here is the digital swing weight machine. So here, if we have a look at our drawers, we've got all of our tip weights here in 2 gram increments for all the different types of clubs as we need. And yeah, our digital swing weight here gives us absolute precision to make sure that your set of clubs is built perfectly. Now, last one on the workshop here is our Mitchell lie loft machine. So this one is an analog machine. I've used both the digital and the analog in the past, but the analog gives us much more consistent results, and we're not relying on that sort of calibration all the time. So sometimes you've got to go old school, and this is one of those cases. Thanks for joining me in the workshop here. We can't wait to build your custom clubs, and we'll see you soon.